Let's do this. So if you have some music, you can put on your music. And I hope you found a block and a strap because we will use them. So if you didn't, run around and find something like a strap because we need it to start. And once you do find your strap, just lay it down on the floor in front of you. I'm using like one of those booty bands, but any long item will work. Take your hands and turn your palms to face up. So thumbs and index fingers come to touch. Palms are facing up. This is an energizing mudra. It's midday. The slump is coming. So let's just try to wake ourselves up a bit. Take a deep, deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth wide and exhale. Close your eyes. Lengthen your spine. Take another big breath in through your nose. Open your mouth wide and exhale. One more breath just like that. Breathe in. And breathe out. Collect your hands at heart center. Set an intention, maybe a prayer to begin your practice. And today, with the start of a new season, the start of fall, can that intention revolve around how or who you are going to be in the next 4 months? Good. Take your hands forward. Grab your strap with your hands. Grab your strap with your hands. Stretch it nice and wide. Take a deep breath in. Reach your arms all the way up, just up to the top. Exhale, lower your hands all the way back down. We'll do that simple movement 2 more times. So reach your arms up and lower back down. Good. One more time. Reach your arms up and lower back down. Easy breezy. Let's add on. Inhale, reach your arms up. Now you might need to take your hands a bit wider. Stretch your arms all the way back behind you as far as they'll go. So you're exploring the full range of motion through your shoulder joint. Bring that all the way back and down. Now if this causes pain, don't go as far. So just take it halfway, maybe a little further, or take your hands wider. We're flossing our shoulders. This is a midday. Must feel so good. One more. All right, this time keep your arms up high. Keep your arms up high and just pull that right arm down by any amount. So now you're targeting the side body and you'll find a lateral stretch. Breathe into your ribs. Good, sink a little deeper and then pull it back up through center and tilt to the other side. Big breath comes in, both sit bones root down. Sink as you exhale. And bring it all back through center. Good. Take your strap, place your strap down on the floor. We might use it again a little later. And now find your block, if you have a block, and just have it nearby the top of your mat. Before we use our block, we'll come into the quadruped position and take a few cycles of cat-cow. So go ahead, dump your belly down, loop your shoulders back, lift your heart and chest up. And your exhale invites this flexion or rounding into your upper back and a release of your head and neck. Can you do that 3 more times, as fast or as slow as it feels good in your body? Just washing away any kinks. Brilliant. The next time you come through neutral, pause, find your block. If you don't have one, that's okay. Just pretend you do. And place it right onto your sacrum. So at the base of your spine, there's this flat triangular bone. You'll place it right there. Now stitch your inner ribs in so your core is engaged. And you'll feel your core engaged even just prepping for the next movement. Can you take your left leg long back behind you and point your toes down? Can you take your right arm out, stretch it in front of you, palm faces the center line of your mat. Now pull your belly button in and hold here. Don't lose that block. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, something different on 1. Open your right arm ever so slightly to the right, left leg out to the left. Lift the hand and the heel a little higher, breathe in. For 3, 2, and 1. Gradually come back through center. Take your hand and your knee down. Reset, inhale. Exhale with a little flutter of your lips. And now your right leg stretches back. Left arm extends forward. Good. Try to pick the heel and the thumb up to the same height, what you imagine that might be. Hug your belly button in, puff between your shoulder blades, and take the pressure out of your wrist by imprinting down through the palm of your hand. So you're really spreading the weight out along your palm. Open to the side, ever so slightly. This can be a small movement. But pick your thumb and your heel up a little higher. Contain through your core. Don't drop your blocks. And take 3, 2, and 1 breath. Just pull back through center. Lower your hand, lower your knee. Bring your block and place your block flat in the center front of your mat. Then take your hands into these little L shapes. And palms flat, frame the block with your L-shaped hands. You're on all fours still, but can you walk your knees back a bit further? Push through your palms. Let's turn onto the tops of our feet. Puff between your shoulder blades. The anticipation is rising. Yes, we're going to bend our elbows and come to hover just above the block. And then press into your palms and lift back up. Sink your hips back to your heels, stretching out your spine. Let your head soften towards the floor. Take a breath in. Exhale. We're staying close to the earth. Inhale, come forward. You're in a low plank. Framing that block with your hands. Engage your core. Elbows bend in. Hover just above your block. And then press back up. And push your hips back towards a child's pose. You can go all the way or stay active through your hands. 3 times a charm. Let's come forward and try that one more time. A really strong core, some tricep work right off the bat here. Short classes have to be a little more efficient. Push back, hips to your heels. Let's take a full child's pose, but instead of staying still, can you walk both hands over towards the right? Let your head sink and push the floor away with your hands. Good. Crawl your palms over to the opposite side, accessing that lateral stretch we experienced from sitting. 3 breaths. Good, and then pull back through center. Walk your hands forward and frame your block once again. Frame your block once again. Puff up between your shoulder blades. Engage through your core. Lift your body into a high plank and then a slow ascent up into downward facing dog. Stay here. You could be still. You can pedal out your feet, one and then the other. You might shake your head, yes or no. Really just familiarizing your body with the shape that sometimes we call a resting pose in yoga, but it's quite active to be that, in my humble opinion. And now drift your gaze forward. Listen carefully. Take your right foot and step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Your right foot comes to the outside of your right hand. Go ahead and drop your left knee. Drop the top of your left foot. So you're in a lizard lunge. You could use that block to bring your hands up higher. Let's try to find a chest opening here. Inhale, lifting your heart and chest, shoulders peek back. Exhale, sink a little deeper through that pelvis. So your left quad is getting stretched big time here. Take another breath in like that. And then exhale. Now, if you're holding onto the block, let the block go. Sink your hips back towards your heels and walk your hands halfway down your yoga. Take your right hand to the outside of your left leg. Lift up your right toes. Lean forward by any amount. From the quad stretch, straight into a hamstring stretch. Take a breath in. Exhale. Good. Pull your weight forward. Turn your block so it's flat on the floor. Place your left hand onto your block. Roll your right ribs out. And now take your right arm and stretch your right arm towards the ceiling. Think shoulder mobility. Create a great big circle with your right fingertips, like you're painting a circle on the wall beside you. 3 times in each direction. Noticing how the shoulder joint feels here as you just rotate around the joint. Really good. Place your right hand down on the floor. Step your right leg back. Move your block out of the way and find downward facing dog. So we're really activating all of the different tense muscle groups in our body, and we're doing it slowly today. Really slow, deep movements. You're doing great. From downward facing dog, go ahead and step your left foot all the way forward to the outside of your left hand. Drop your right knee down. And that block comes to serve as a little prop if your arms are short like mine to help you lift up. So let's try to find a bit of a heart opener here in our lizard lunge. Let the pelvis drop. Pull the weight forward on that right knee so the patella is not hurting. Inhale, lift your heart and chest up. Exhale, let the pelvis drop even more. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out. Try one more breath here. Beautiful. Slowly walk your hands and your hips back. Pick up your left toes. Take the left hand to the outside of your left foot and fold in. You can really, really feel that pulling along this big hamstring muscle. So you can imagine you have an elastic band that's holding your body together, and these kinds of stretches, stretch it, stretch it, stretch it. Good, good, good. Let's come forward into our lunge again. Plant your right hand onto the block. I turn the block so it's vertical. Scoop your left arm all the way up and over and paint 3 great big circles with your left fingers. 3 great big circles. Yeah. And you'll feel, maybe you'll hear how your shoulder's doing. Mine has a little snap every time it gets around in my ear. Good. 2 more. And last one. Nice job. Lower that left hand down. Drag your left foot back. Move your block out to the side and pick everything up into a downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Push the floor away. And as you exhale, sink your heels down towards the floor. Inhale. Pull your body through to a high plank. You could drop your knees or keep your knees lifted. We'll try 3 of those little tricep push-ups that we did with the block earlier. With or without your knees lowered. And after the 3rd tricep push-up, your arms will be wobbly. Take a break, come right down onto the floor. Take your hands outside your yoga mat. Pinch all 10 fingers into your mat. Perk your elbows up. Separate your legs. Inhale, lift up. Let's go up high today. Exhale, lower down. Feel how good this can feel in your body. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Last time, inhale, lift up. And exhale, lower down. Staying with this shoulder work. Can you take your right arm and stretch your right arm long? You might have to move around on your mat if you're in a tight little spot. Stretch your right arm long and roll over onto the outside of that right shoulder. Having a block here to catch your right ear can be wonderful. Maybe you bend your left knee. I hope you don't have two. Lift your left arm up, and you could even take that left arm back behind you. So this is like a wowee kind of pose. You might notice you're clenching your jaw, but we won't stay long. We're just opening through the front of the shoulder joint. Yes, brilliant. Take your left hand back down, retreat onto your belly, and try that on the other side. So with or without your block, left arm stretches out, left ear kisses the mat, roll onto your left hip. Your right arm could stay on the floor in front of you, or maybe it floats back behind you. Legs are stacked. Maybe the bottom knee is bent and the front foot catches the floor. You're just finding ways to stabilize here. One more breath in. And the breath out takes you back to center. Move your block out of the way. Come down onto the floor. Let's pick ourselves up right away onto hands and knees. Right away onto hands and knees. And step your hands a whole footprint further forward than they were previously. So your arms look like a big old slide. And keep steepening that slide. Reach your arms forward, lower your chest to the floor, your forehead to the floor, maybe to a block. But keep your hips lifted. This is Anahatasana, melting heart pose. 5 deep breaths here. Stay active through your fingertips. You might find little releases in your spine. For 3, 2, and 1. Bend your right elbow, place your right hand beside your head, and then push into that right hand to come back up onto all fours. Nice job. From here, can you take your left knee, lift your left knee up, and start to move that left knee around in circles like you're stirring a giant pot of chicken noodle soup. I am so excited for fall and starting to make soups and stews, and chilies. Turn your knee around in the other direction. Good, 3 big circles. So this is just like the work you did with your shoulders, but now you're lubricating your hip joint. Then stretch that left leg out. Stretch it out behind you, lift it up high before you step it all the way forward between your hands. Now flex your right toes, kick back through your right heel, lengthen through your spine. Here's a high lunge for us. Take right and left arm alongside your body and try to find this really aerodynamic shape in your body. So you're on one long diagonal line. Push into your left big toe, reach both arms up. You've been on the ground for 20 minutes straight. Notice what it feels like to get off the earth, to come up. Good, and then simply bend your elbows. Bend your elbows like they're goalposts. Straighten your arms up and bend your elbows. You're deep in that left knee still as you extend and bend in the arms, breathing all the way through. Now, next time your arms come up, without looking, can you try just to touch thumbs? I missed. Try a few more times. Try to tap the thumbprints. You got it. Perfect. Leave your arms up overhead or reach them back behind you. Look up, look up, look up. That's your inhale, back bend. And with an exhale, we open wide into warrior 2. Scissor your inner thighs together. Sink deep into your right knee. Think about pulling your pubic bone up and dropping your tailbone down. And we'll just stay and breathe. 5 deep breaths, warrior 2 shape. Feel the soles of your feet gluing to the floor. Push into your feet. Inhale, straighten your arms and your legs. Now tap all 10 fingers together. It's okay if you miss. You get to try 2 more times. Sink down into your warrior 2. Pull it all back up. Tap all 10 fingers. Good. Last time. Lower down, deep warrior 2. And then pick it back up. Tap all 10 fingers. Perfect. Pause here. Separate the toes of your left foot, lift them up, and then print them back down onto your mat. Engage your right leg, open both arms wide. Stretch your left fingers forward. Pull your belly button in, turn your left palm to face the right side of your mat, and then fall down onto your shin. Reach your right arm up alongside your ear. You can leave it on your hip if it's better for you there. Now try this, something new. Grab onto your left shin with your left hand and try to pull your left shin up. So don't dislocate your leg, but just a little tension. Pull your left shin up. Pull it up. You can feel the skin moving up a little bit, and I hope you can also feel a deepening of strength through your glutes and stretch through your side body. Nice job. Bend into your left knee. Take your right hand down to the inside of your left foot and roll onto the ball of your right foot. Big arm circles. Your left arm will scoop up and around. Let's just do twice in each direction. That's it. Place your left hand down onto the floor. Step back, downward facing dog. Take a big breath in here. Open your mouth wide, exhale. Let's come forward for traditional vinyasa. Inhale forward to a high plank. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. That's it. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pause here and breathe. Look forward between your hands. Step your right foot forward between your hands. Scissor your inner thighs together. Peer forward, so beyond the line, that top line of your yoga mat, and kick your arms back alongside your leg. Reach those arms back, push into your right big toe mound, come up, take your arms with you. Finding that height, that lunge, sink deep into your right knee. Well, once you found stability here, and that might mean separating your legs or bringing them closer, get the wobbles out, and then start to bend into your arms. You're making that goalpost shape, and extend them back up. Can you tap your thumbs? Bend into your arms, lift them back up. Can you be okay if you miss? Good, tapping, or not, for 3. Good job for 2. Think deeper into that right knee. Last one, can you reach your arms up, reach your arms up, reach them back like you're passing a beach ball to someone behind you. Pull your pubic bone up, kick through your left leg, then open wide warrior 2. And it's funny how that first moment we transition out of a long hold into another shape, there's this sigh of relief, like, ah. And then a few breaths pass and you're ready to get out of this pose. In yoga, we refer to that as the craving and aversion nature of being human. Constantly wanting something so bad, and then getting it and wanting out of it. Instead, we're just going to linger here and see if we can appreciate the muscular work our legs do in this pose. Some of the fluid, organic energy that moves through our body. When we start to add this movement, straighten your legs and your arms, reach your arms up. Try to tap all 10 fingers. Lower back down. You got it. 3 repetitions of this hand-eye coordination movement. That's it. And then you hold at the top. Arms are stretching up, legs are straight. Reach both arms out and start to stretch your right fingers forward. Tilt down towards Trikonasana, triangle pose. Place your right hand on your right shin. Stretch your left arm up. I hope your shoulder's okay here from all that big opening we did. If not, take your left hand to your hip. And now pull your right shin up. And notice how your left foot grounds down, your left thigh activates, your left glute pops under, and the side body, that left seam of your body, gets a really delicious stretch here. And if you've started sagging again, pull that leg back up. For 3. Good, there's 2. Nice work, it's 1. Bend into your right knee. Go slow, turn your left toes down, so you're on the ball of your left foot. You can heel toe your right foot out here. And then stay grounded through your left fingers and find 2 of those big arm circles with the right hand now. Over and over, like you're drawing the sun or the moon with your fingers. Finally, place your right hand to the floor, kick both legs up, take a breath in, and a big sigh comes out through your mouth. Now you can stay here or come forward, pause, make a choice, but a tricep push-ups from high plank or from your knees. Trying to create a practice that integrates strength and organic energy. Then go all the way down to the floor, loop your shoulders back, reach your hands behind you, catch one palm with the other. Shalambhasana, work that back line, lift your legs up, lift your arms up, lift your shoulders up. Breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, take it down, push your hands into the floor, and shift your hips back to an active child's pose. 3 breaths. Lift your body back up and stand onto your knees. We'll move towards Ustrasana, camel pose. If you have really sensitive knees, you can do what I do. I basically have a permanent blanket along the center of my mat. You could roll up your yoga mat, add a cushion, and come up onto your knees. Take your right hand and then your left hand to your lower back. So your fingers are touching your beautiful bum. I've been going to the gym a lot lately, and the bum workout scene is out of this world. So I think of that now every time I touch my bum in camel pose. Roll your shoulders back. Now squeeze your bum so you can feel your bum muscles. Push your pubic bone forward, lift your heart and chest, and then do that all again. Squeeze your bum, push your pubic bone forward, lift your heart and chest. Option 1, stay here. Option 2, you guessed it, take your right arm up, just one arm circle this time. And this arm circle goes all the way back to your right heel, maybe. And then one arm circle on the left arm that might take you all the way back to the opposite, the left heel. And when you get there, squeeze your bum cheeks, push your pubic bone forward, lift your heart and chest like a little string is pulling you up. I always keep my chin tucked, so I have about 5 chins here, and look forward because that's what works for my neck. If it works for your body to drop your head back, go for it. Breathing for 5, huge heart opener. Keep pushing your pubic bone forward. For 3, squeeze those glutes in. For 2, lift your chest. And on 1, walk your hands, both hands to your booty. And sit down onto your heels. Big back bend. The counter pose to that back bend is really simple. Just take your hands onto your thighs, close your eyes, and take 5 breaths. All right, a few closing poses. We can't do a hip and shoulder sequence without pigeon, can we? So go ahead and take your right knee. Slide that right knee forward, set it behind your right wrist, and extend your left leg back to a nice, comfortable place. I'll give you the option of staying upright or pouring your weight forward, of staying in pigeon, or taking more of a deer or 90-90 shape where that back leg comes forward. Let's spend a good long 5 breaths here. Start to slip out of the shape. Lift your torso up if it's not already upright, and just lean your weight onto your right hip. From here, bring your left leg forward. Step your left foot to the outside of your right thigh. You can absolutely extend your bottom leg if you need to. Extend that right leg if you need to. Now take your left hand back behind you. Stretch your right arm to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, bend into your right elbow. Full rotation here. Take your gaze back behind you. Maybe get flatter on that left hand. And despite nearing the end of our practice, can you stay active? So keep pushing your right elbow into your left thigh and your left thigh into your right elbow, creating that resistance with your own body. Thank you. Pull it back through center, a little counter twist here. And now option 1 is to come back through neutral and just pause. You'll marinate here for a moment. Option 2, if it's okay in your body, step your left foot towards the right. So now your knees come towards this stacking position. Either stay upright or begin to, piece by piece, take your body forward. And your friend, the block, might come in handy here. If you can get your head all the way down to it, you could rest your head on it. 5 breaths. Pick your body back up. Move your block out to this side. Take your hands back behind you. Let's unwrap our legs. Stamp your feet down and lift your pelvis up. Reverse tabletop. You're still looking down your body. Perfect. Lower your pelvis back down. Pigeon pose on the left side. The left knee bends at the top of your mat. Kick your right leg back. And you're either staying upright or descending down to the floor. 5 slow breaths here. Brilliant. Come forward with your right leg. Forward with your right leg. Step it to the outside of your left thigh. Put some weight onto your right hand behind you. Inhale, lift your left arm up. Exhale, glorious twist. Push your left elbow into your right thigh into left elbow. Maybe walk your right hand back. Turn your gaze behind you. And everything stays active here. So it's not a sloppy Joe pose. It's a really, really strong, strong shape. Push through your right big toe mound. Ground down, push down through your left thigh. Lengthen through your spine and rotate deeper. Let's unravel. I don't think I've ever called a yoga pose a sloppy Joe pose. I kind of like it. Come back through center and walk your right foot to the outside edge of your mat. Now your knees can stack. You might stay in that starting place. This is it. We're heading for Shavasana after this last big stretch. All of the hardest things are done. Stay upright or fold forward. Feel that deep work in your outer hips. All right, pick it back up. Take your hands behind you, unwrap. Stamp those feet down, pull your pelvis up, shine it towards the ceiling. And that's all she wrote. Let's come down onto our backs. Squish your knees into your chest, just rock them side to side. Let your knees fall over to the right. Your left arm can be bent or straight towards the left. A gentle unraveling of your spine here. Gather it back through center. Take your knees to the other side. And as you come back through neutral, notice if there's any final adjustments or shapes you need before Shavasana. Go ahead and take those. When you're ready, flatten your body down on your mat. Turn your palms to face up. You might collect a mudra, placing your thumbs and index fingers together. Just 2 minutes here to marinate in all of your hard work. Can you soften? Remember your intention. Hold it close to your heart as you take 3 deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Now your fingers and your toes, your eyes, everything starts to move and wake up. And take your arms, stretch them back beyond your head. Reach through your toes, big yawn, feels good here. Bend into both knees, roll onto either side. Pick yourself all the way back up. Take your hands to your heart. there, a little smile on your mouth. Inhale. Exhale. Thank you so much for showing up, for practicing. Namaste.